Hey, konnichiwa minasan, it's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. How are you doing? Are you good? Are you Genki? Are you ready for a journey into the Hyborian Age? Because guess what I've got today, and I am so excited. I have a review of the Savage Sword of Conan issue 1. Now, I've been looking forward to this release since I first read about it last year. Titan Comics and Heroic Signatures have already delivered one of the best recent new comics, in my opinion, with Conan the Barbarian. It's currently up to issue 8, which also releases today. Oh my god, can we take it? A double Conan week. So the signs were very encouraging that the creative team at Titan would produce a comic worthy of the name, The Savage Sword of Conan. In this opening issue, we get Conan and the Dragon Horde, a brand new 48-page Conan story written by John Arcudi with art by Max von Fafner. Following this is a new Solomon Kane story. Now, Solomon Kane is pretty new to me. I gotta say, I really like this. It's written and drawn by Patrick Zircher. And thirdly, there's also a short story, a prose story by the current Conan writer Jim Zub. I was reading part of an interview with the artist Max von Fafner about this issue, and here's a quote from him. He said, "Because of John Arcudi's story, I had to develop new page layouts and push the boundaries. The challenge was to paint fantasy into reality, and I had to develop new skills on the fly, because this is a very challenging story." Right, I know what you want to know. How is the comic? Does it stand shoulder to shoulder with the original and classic Savage Sword of Conan series from Marvel and Roy Thomas back in the day? Well, this is only the first issue, of course, but I can honestly say it's off to an absolute blinding start. This issue is an absolute corker. What I'm going to do with this review is I'm not going to go through the whole issue. For one, it's 48 pages. Also, I don't want to spoil anything too much, so I want to give you a little bit of a hint of what's going on, show some of the art, and just talk about what I enjoyed, what I like about it. Also going to show a little bit of the Solomon Kane story after this as well. So, first of all, what do you think of this cover by artist Joe Jusko? I think it's fantastic. It reminds me of Boris Vallejo or even Frank Frazetta, that kind of style. Really nice in colour. I think there's a black and white version of this inside the issue which looks glorious as well. But here we go, let's have a look inside. So, after a quick advertisement for Titan and Heroic Signatures reprints of the original Conan the Barbarian and Savage Sword of Conan series, look at those books. I think they're huge, but they're about $100 each. I wish I could buy them. There's a brief intro of Conan, who he is, what he is, the age he's in, contents page, and then we get a great little essay from Roy Thomas, the legendary editor and writer of the old Savage Sword of Conan series. He's delighted it's back, I'll just say that, but yeah, let's keep going. We see this gorgeous black and white version of the map of the Hyborian Age. Look at the detail here. You can zoom in on the digital version like this. There we go. Hyperborea, we've got Cimmeria there. But yeah, I'm going to get lost in details, but let's keep going. Here's the first surprise I got. We get this gorgeous image of Belit. Is it Belit, the pirate queen, the queen of the Black Coast? And then we're into the story. We're starting. And what do we see? Elephants. And a lion. And here's the title page. Conan and the Dragon Horde. So the first image of Conan is here. I love that little light reflection of his armour there, his wrist armour. Conan's a general here. He's travelling with a prince and an army and a beautiful looking companion who we're told is called either Aeneir or Aeneir. Aeneir, let's say Aeneir. Some of the detail here in the faces, the characters, very distinctive by the artist. I really like that attention to detail. I like the way the characters look different. Von Fafner's got a really interesting and distinctive style. I like his strong line on the outline of the characters, sometimes on the faces, the details. Let me briefly read out some of the narration here, some of the speech, and give you an idea. Does it sound like Conan to you? We've got the prince saying, "If only your man had exercised that kind of caution with my engineer." Conan replies, "Not my man, you were paying him. If he was too stupid to heed his employer, couldn't have made much of a soldier. You see, we are in accord, this is good." And then Conan says, "A larger share of your gold mine makes me very agreeable." "Yes," says the prince, "I've found that most often to be the case." And then look at the lion here, the look it's giving Conan. It's classic, I love that. Then we get this lovely view of Inea here. She's talking about the equipment, the machines that she's travelling with, these weapons. Conan's saying that her way of killing sounds much more complicated than his. All he needs is a strong, sharp blade. Conan asks her if she designed these weapons. She replies, "The truth is, the designs for these devices are very old. I build them, sell them, and then, if I'm paid enough, I maintain them." And then she talks about one that was especially requested for this campaign, a ballista. Or is it pronounced ballista? I think that's what Conan thinks with his reply there. After a week's journey, the army come to this large wooden gate. And this is where the elephants come in handy. They start to push at the gate. Are they going to break through? The narration tells us that this was once the prince's homeland, and he has much insight about it, but more than he is telling Conan, and that begins to worry the general. Now from here, if you've got one of the variant covers, it will have kind of given away this, so it's not really a spoiler. You can guess what's going to happen, can you? Can you guess? Elephant breaks through. The next minute, the elephant comes flying back out. Blood pouring from its ripped hide. From behind the huge wooden gate lurches this dragon, this terrifying Saurus. And then let me skip ahead a few pages, just want to show this glorious shot here. Conan is being attacked by two lions. It's just, look at it, look at the art. Great action, great moments of character building here. Look at the expression on his face as the lion chomps down on his helmet. Come on, how epic is this? Conan fighting two lions. Again, let me skip ahead a few pages. I want to show some of the panels here where you've got the artist, von Fafner, and you see the facial detail he has here, where you've got the prince and Conan talking. I love the perspective he's chosen for the panels, very close up. Sometimes you don't even see the whole face, but look at the eyes, look at the mouth, the grimace. Again, here's a very brief view of a very sexy scene. Look at that. I'm sure the artist enjoyed drawing her here. And then let me just give you one more example of some of the action in the book. Just great panel work here by von Fafner. Okay, I'll skip to the next section where we get this great page, The Road of Kings by Robert E. Howard. Lovely drawing here. And then we see the page 1 of the short story by Jim Zub, Sacrifice in the Sand. It's only a 2-page story, but it's really good. And here's the black and white version of the cover I was talking about. Do you prefer the colour version or the black and white? The Solomon Kane story is called Master of the Hunt, Part 1. As I say, written and drawn by Patrick Zircher. We open in the Vale of Glamorgan, Wales, and I was so happy to see that. I'm from the UK, and like hearing about Wales in a comic book, yeah, that just makes me happy. It's All Hallows Eve, and they're asking for a scary story at the pub. This pub's got a great name, it's the Ox Knuckle Inn. And don't forget that All Hallows Eve, or as it was originally known, Samhain, is the night. The veil between the seen and unseen worlds is thin as a spider's web. So there's always a danger that something might come through, might slip through the veil. Okay, let me skip through a couple of pages and we get a bit of background on Solomon Kane. We're told that 1,000 years earlier, the rider would have been a knight errant in search of chivalrous adventure. He does not question this wandering life or why he pits himself against the cruel and oppressive. Perhaps he is fulfilling God's judgment, a vessel for his wrath. We learn his horse's name is Nicodemus. Solomon Kane finds a savage dog and a huge footprint, or a paw print is it, in the ground. He stops to help at the scene of slaughter and is offered 2 sixpence, a hot meal and a dry place to sleep. He's staying with a mother and her son. Her husband has gone out hunting to try and track down whatever beast caused this gruesome attack. Okay, skip ahead again. We see the boy has gone out trying to find his father. Is he going to be alright? Okay, let me stop this story summary here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that brief look at the issue. Here we have 2 of the variant covers. Cover B on the left is by Gerardo Zaffino, with Conan holding a big sword. I love the arrows in his back there. And we've got cover C here by Max von Fafner, the interior artist. But look here what Conan's facing. I gotta say, I loved this issue. I had such a good time and such a long time reading it. I felt like I got so much value for my money, paying $6.99 even for the digital version. You know, I've already said I would love to have the physical copy, but it's probably not going to be available where I am. We'll see if I can get one sent over from overseas. But yeah, this was so much fun. It was so well written, beautifully drawn. Great to get the 3 different stories in there. You know, even one was prose. I still enjoyed it very much. And Max von Fafner's art in the opening story just blew me away. And then again, I love the difference with the Patrick Zircher art in the Solomon Kane story. You know, nice to have that differentiation, the two styles there. So, giving this a score out of 10, I've got to give this, it's almost a perfect score. I'm going to give it 9.5 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. Huge recommend. Do try and get hold of a copy. If you can get a physical copy, even better, I think. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed my waffly review, and I hope to see you all in a future video. This has been Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse, shouting out the members, you guys and girls rule, saying, Matane.